Between the two of them.
The inside of coats.
Watkins gets too heavily involved.
And that's Whitehead and Coates.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to round 6 of 8 of our World Supercar Touring Championship. My name is Becky Aparicio, and as a few of you may have noticed, I am flying solo this evening. A quick shout out to our broadcaster Steve Allen and our clerk of the course Ian Danaher. A quick mention as well, so Richard John Neal is unfortunately not very well this evening, so he is sitting out this evening, so we will have a few changes. We will be running the races as normal. However, I will not be commentating over it. You can sit back and enjoy it in all its glory. I will, however, be back with post-race interviews with our top 3 drivers, and then at the end of the evening with our driver of the round. So at least you can sit back, enjoy all the action unfold, and take it all in all its glory with all the sounds of the cars racing around this amazing track at Interlagos. So a quick look back at our previous rounds. We started back on the 24th of March, about a month ago, at Assen. Went to Bathurst. Pascani, which was a great track with it being a virtual one, so something maybe some of our drivers weren't too used to. Nurburgring, where we ran the GP circuit, and Watkins Glen was our last outing last week. As mentioned, we've got Interlagos tonight. Next week, we're back at Mugello with our season finale at Ricardo Tormo on the 12th of May. A quick look ahead as well to our next championship we've got coming up, which I'm very excited about. We've got the World Endurance League with our GT3 cars. We've got a choice of the Aston Martin, the BMW and the McLaren. We've got 8 rounds, and the ones I'm really looking forward to is going to be rounds 4 and 8, where we've got an hour-long race on both of those evenings. So great for our strategy, our tyre changes, all that fun stuff we have with the endurance races. Something maybe some of our drivers, especially ones that are new to VRRC, might not be too familiar with. So a great sort of change, mixing it up, keeping our drivers on our toes, but really looking forward to this championship. So hopefully you'll be able to join us with that one, which starts on the 2nd of June, so not too long to go before that starts. I believe there's also still some spaces left, so if anybody is interested, please get in touch and get involved in the racing we have on a Tuesday evening. Quick look at our championship table as well. Jack Smith will be very pleased to know he is still at the top, although he did have a technical issue last time out, on race 3, where his force feedback gave way. So still leading the championship, just with Gabriel Norse close behind. Ollie Gibson in P3. Andy Dorman's been putting in some cracking performances and is in P4. We've got Andy Carroll, Scott Bugner, Alex Forster, Ollie Atkins, Craig Curtis, and Kieran Haynes is P10, which means he will be starting on pole position in our first race this evening. Kenny Press, another driver that put in some great performances and has jumped up about 4 or 5 positions on our championship table, and is now in P11. We've got Christian Gilliam, Chris Blakey, Sam Walton in P14, Thomas Potter 15th, Lee Piercy, who was our driver of the round last week, so pleased that Lee Piercy actually managed to get a feel for the car, as he's already admitted openly that it's not quite his cup of tea. He's got his teammate shortly behind him in 17th, Paul Laramie 18th, Daniel Heaps, and then Catherine Potter in P20. And we've got Jack Dickerson 21st, Caden Cook, Robert Shepherd, Callum Enstone, and as you will see from both Callum Enstone and John Jones, they've both retired from this championship. John Jones unfortunately didn't get a start on this championship due to a broken foot or ankle. It's definitely a broken bone in that sort of area. So again, speedy recovery to John Jones, and hopefully maybe not the next championship, but hopefully the one after that, he will be back racing with us. So now we've gone through the individual driving standards, we will have a look at the team standings. As you can expect, we've got DK Power up on top at the moment, followed by Team Carbug and Swift Cooper in our top 3 positions. High Row Motorsports, Shake and Bake, Eden Garage Motorsports, Automac, the Flying Pots, VRRC, SRT and Speed and Power are our top 10 teams at the moment. I'd like to give a special shout out as well to Shake and Bake, Eden Garage Motorsports and Speed and Power, who are our lone driver team entries. So the fact they're up in the top 10 with just the lone drivers is just incredible. So shows the performances they've been putting in every Tuesday so far. And then to round up from our week last week, we've got our top 3 drivers, with Andy Dorman taking the top spots, Ollie Gibson in second, and Gabrielle Norse in third. And as I've previously mentioned, we had Lee Piercy as the driver of the round after some great performances over the evening. And again, finally looks like his luck might be changing. And typical, it's in the last 3 rounds when you start finally getting a full grip of these cars, and then all of a sudden we're going to chuck you out of them and chuck you in something else. So. But it's good to see that it's all coming into practice now for all the drivers, getting a full feel for the cars and getting the potential out of them all. So we will have a quick a hot lap around this great track of Interlagos, which many of our drivers and viewers will be familiar with it being a regular on the Formula One calendar. So I believe we've got Scott Bugner this evening taking us around Interlagos. I will let you all enjoy the scene as it goes past and not babble on anymore. To Scott Bugner for taking us around the track there and setting a time of a 1:40.40. It's always mentioned beforehand to see if anybody's going to beat that time, and generally a lot of people are sandbagging in their practice, not giving away too many tricks of the trade, too many secrets, and we'll save it all for a nice surprise in our races, which we will get to very shortly. I will quickly run through the grid for our first race. And like I say, I will then step back, let you all enjoy the race. I will say, though, I will be in the chat, so if anybody wants to chat along with me, make your predictions about who's going to be the one coming out on top at this race, comment along as the race goes on, feel free to. Let's get engaged, people. I know we've already got one person already in the chat cheering on our DK Power Boys, as normal, as we normally see our fan favourites. So as I mentioned previously, with Kieran Haynes being P10 in our championship standing, he is likely going to be starting off this race in pole position. I believe we are just waiting for our drivers to join back in on the server, as they've just finished their practice session just before this evening's race, getting their last moments of setup sorted, making sure the car's feeling good, they're feeling good. And I will quickly note as well, before I jumped off the practice feeds with all the times, we seem to have quite a lot of Audis towards the top, so that might mix things up this evening. We normally see the BMWs get a good start in their race, and the Audis get a bit bogged down to begin with, but they are slightly faster and they're a bit more nimble, maybe around some of these tighter turns around Interlagos. And like I said, I think we had Jack Smith topping the times before they left the server, followed quite closely behind by a couple of Audis. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out as the race unfolds. Quick shout out to Nikki Atkins as well, who's sharing the support for Kieran Haynes and Ollie Atkins, and thank you as well for saying I'm doing a good job. I really appreciate that. A little bit out of my depth at the moment, but that's what happens when Richard decides to leave me, and then I'm left in full control, which is a scary thought for everybody to have. We're just getting drivers loaded up now, so we'll hopefully be able to take you to the grid shortly, see how we're lined up for our first race. I believe we've got quite a mix on the go at the moment, which is nice to see. Maybe a few familiar, more not so familiar faces, should I say, sorry, coming to the forefront. Hopefully get a bit of defensive manoeuvres practiced. Get into our race. This is our starting grid for our first race. As mentioned, we've got Kieran Haynes on P1, Craig Curtis, Ollie Atkins, Alex Forster in P4, Scott Bugner, Andy Carroll, Andy Dorman, Ollie Gibson, Gabriel Norse, and Jack Smith topping out our top 10 in our reverse grid for this race. We've then got Kenny Press, Sam Walton, Thomas Potter, Lee Piercy, Rich Hayden, Paul Aramey, Catherine Potter, Jack Dickinson, Caden Cook, and Robert Shepherd. So with that being said, I will take a step back, let you all enjoy the race, and I will see you post-race with our interviews with our top 3 drivers. See if you can predict it right. Drop a comment in the chat, and I'll see you all on the other side. We've got Andy Dorman, Andy Carroll, Kieran Haynes, after some unfortunate incidences, has dropped him back to P6, Thomas Potter in P7, Jack Smith in P8, just ahead of his championship rival Gabriel Norse, and Ollie Atkins rounds up our top 10, which then puts Ollie Atkins on our P1 position for the next race. Sam Walton, Paul Laramie, Lee Piercy, Catherine Potter and Jack Dickinson take us up to P15. Alex Forster is P16 as we just wait for our last drivers to come across the line, which will be Caden Cook and Robert Shepherd. It appears Rich Hayden had a bit of an issue there and dropped off the server right at the start, so didn't take part in that one. So hopefully he'll be back raring to fight for the next race. We will just go to a quick ad break and we will be back with our post-race interviews with our top 3 drivers. So we are back with our top 3 drivers from race 1 for our interviews. A quick note of obviously our Formula Ford advert there. Great championship. It gave us lots of fun doing the official E-Series for it. So I'm sure the real world will be more of the same. So on to our 3rd position this evening. Well done to Craig Curtis. It looks very intense out there between you and Kieran Haynes for the majority of that race. Just talk us through it a little bit.
Yeah, hi Becky. Yeah, it was a really good race. Obviously on the front row and didn't have a chance of getting the beamers off the line, but managed to hold P2. And I knew that Scott behind was also rapid in practice, so I thought if I can maybe get ahead of Kieran at one point and then start to pull up a bit of a lead. But for some reason, I'm just missing my apexes with a heavier load in terms of fuel. It was just, yeah, for some reason, a bit of a ragged race off me. So it was more of a defensive drive than an attacking drive, but I had some good battling, so I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it looked a lot of fun, and like you say, with the defensive though, it was some great defending by yourself. I was willing it on though because it would have been 2 Welshmen on the podium, so unfortunate there. But yeah, congratulations to yourself, and yeah, it was really entertaining to watch. I must admit, I'm very pleased it wasn't my first solo full comms on that race, because I don't think I knew where to look at any point really.
Yeah, well, I'm sweating, so I'm not sure how you would have fared if you were on comms anyway. So, but yeah, again, it's a shame it wasn't me and Kieran on the podium, but we'll see what race 2 brings anyway.
Yeah, like you say, we've still got 2 more races to go this evening, so there's still plenty of time to have that happen. Are there any shout outs you want to give to anybody that's watching along this evening?
No, just Richard John, you'll get well soon. Obviously yourself as well, Becky. Looking to go solo this evening, and yeah, just looking forward to the next 2 races.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we're wishing Richard all the best. Hopefully he'll be back next week to take the reins back over, because I don't think I could do this all the time. Yeah. I'll just go off on a tandem. So no, appreciate that, Craig. So good luck for the next race, and yeah, hopefully another podium.
Thank you. Thanks, Becky.
And on to our 2nd place driver. We have Ollie Gibson, who I must admit you were starting a little bit further back, and then all of a sudden you were up there. So again, talk us through. There was probably a couple of moments you managed to pick off a few people and thought, great, I'm in for this. And I think when you were sitting P4, I was like, well, this is looking pretty good for Ollie here.
Yeah, just I got a good start and then managed to just pick through the field, and I think I got lucky a few times, but there were a few good moves, so I enjoyed it. It was good fun. I just wish they were all a bit more calmer than that for the rest of the night. Scott was way too far up in front to catch, but no, I'm happy with second considering where I started, and just overall the pace is pretty good. I was struggling today with practice, so yeah, just happy with the pace and the moves that I made. So hopefully continue that for the next 2 races and maybe try and get that 1 place higher. So we'll see.
No, exactly. Fight and talk, and even with you saying you were struggling in practice, the fact that you've managed to piece it all together when it matters most is all that matters. And it's not always luck; it's about sheer kind of talent and determination as you're racing through. So great drive there, and again staying out of any trouble. But yeah, great drive from yourself, Ollie. Any shout outs you want to do? I know your hop cabin mates obviously cheering you on.
Yeah, of course. I have to shout out to them. Everyone at the Hop Cavern, obviously everyone on the car, Sherman Rubber, Simon Thorpe, Jack's Racing School, of course. Obviously to all the commentators like yourself for doing this every week. Sometimes the races can be a little bit boring, so I struggle to watch them back. I'm joking. No, thank you for all the streams and all that, and my girlfriend's watching as well, so shout out to her.
Yeah, always give a shout out to the girlfriend. That always keeps you in the good books. But any plans for the race ahead?
Oh, I don't know. Same again. Just stay out of trouble. I think that's the most important thing, and just see what happens. I never really have a plan because you never know. So stay out of trouble.
Yeah, a lot can happen at the start of these races, so probably good to keep it a clear, kind of open schedule, ready for anything to unfold. So once again, congratulations, Ollie, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium for the next couple of races as well.
Cheers, thank you.
And now we're on to our first place driver, which is Scott Bugner. I'm sure there was parts of that race where you were happy that there was all the fighting going on behind you. We had quite a close field. A lot of times there was just a lot of trains going on. So I'm sure you were pleased that especially Craig was battling away and keeping people at bay for a bit for you to get a bit of a gap ahead.
Yeah, it's I looked after about lap 4 or 5 and I thought, lovely, just keep battling and let me get another sort of half a second a lap. And then I saw Ollie come through and I was like, I know he's always really quick. So, but no, we had a big enough gap, and it was nice to be able to just sort of chill out for the sort of last 3 or 4 laps and bring it home.
Yeah, absolutely great drive. Like you say, well up on the road, and hopefully everybody keeping a little bit occupied behind you. I have to say as well, it's your first race win of this championship. So does that mean you're always going to be up fighting at the top end, the top 3 positions for the last remaining rounds and the races this evening?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, we didn't I missed a round, so I'm not in the championship fight, I don't think, really. So it's just going to be as high as we can get and enjoy it and have some fun.
Yeah, great stuff. Anybody you want to shout out for?
I will keep the trend going. I'll shout out to my girlfriend who's downstairs, or my fiance, shall I say, because she'll slap me if I don't say fiance.
Get that right all the time.
Yeah, and just everyone who's watching, family, friends, and yeah, we'll try and put on a good show.
Yeah, any predictions for this next race?
P1, obviously.
I love it. I love the confidence, Scott. Good luck to you, and yeah, I expect a P1 now.
Thank you.
So we are on to race 2. Like I say, there was a lot going on in that last race, which is what we like to see. So we've got another mix up at the grid. Ollie Atkins starting on pole, so hopefully he will have a better outcome this time after last race. Probably was one to forget about, but I will hand you back over to the lovely stream. Enjoy, everyone. I'll see you after the race.